How's my hair?
Awesome.
All
Can I
right.
start?
Hmm?
Can I start?
You want to?
Yeah. Welcome everybody to our first Yerp community call. We appreciate everybody for coming online and joining us so we can talk a little bit about Yerp and then also go on a little bit about what the future plan looks like for the next couple weeks of Yerp, as well as a couple of the highlights for this week. I'm going to send it off to Adam so he can go through a few of our first highlights.
Cool. Hey, Chris. So just wanted to do quick introductions. First off, Chris is one of the co-founders of Yerp and the brainchild behind most of, I'd say 99.9% of the social media stuff that you see out there, and probably the reason why you even know who we are at this point. And then I'm Adam. I'm also one of the co-founders and one of the dreamers who thought this thing up on NC 105 on the side of Linville Gorge while a fire was roaring, and we were reminiscing on the fact that there should be more people sitting around our fire, and we didn't know why there wasn't. So we decided that we were going to build a community and an app that helped make that happen for us, as well as hopefully lots and lots of folks who eventually will use this. In addition, we have Lauren. She's out of Greenville, and we are lovingly calling her at this point our street team. So like back in the days of like the radio stations where like the van would pull up in front of the record store or whatever it was and threw out tchotchkes and stuff and did like silly games and things. That's kind of what we're envisioning. I don't know what we're actually going to do there.
What's a record
exactly.
store?
Yeah, well, for you youngins out there, records are these.
Is that kind
Well,
of like
I was going to
iTunes?
say, actually, I pitched it because I was like, remember when we used to go hang out at the mall and like the radio station would show up? I'm sure that does not quite happen anymore. So the mall is not like it used to be.
And then next, and at least on my screen, next to her is Marucci. She's out of Boulder, Colorado. And once we decide to head out of the Carolinas and go big time, she'll be the equivalent, I hope, of our street team out there. You probably saw a picture of her car with a Yerp sticker on it. I think she might have been, aside from the co-founders, the first real Yerp stickered card up. So we appreciate the vibe and the cheerleading all the way on the West Coast now. So
thank you.
All right. So next thing is just the vision. You know, there's a lot of folks that might not know who we are. You may have somehow joined an email list because Chris made a bomb ass social post or something, and you're like, I don't even know what this is, or unfortunately, you have an Android and we're not on it yet, which we'll talk about here shortly. But, you know, Chris, you want to maybe take a stab at what we're doing and why we're doing it and kind of maybe set the vision out?
Man, why are we doing this? So, like Adam talked about earlier, kind of how we came to be was that sitting around a campfire, and we were kind of piecing together why people weren't at our campfire, and a lot of it had to do with lost text threads. You know, you have your group of friends that you're always going out with and hanging out with, or you say you're going out with and hanging out with, and you know, the weekend that you're available and everybody else is busy. So you kind of get lost in those text threads, and that's kind of one of the things we were talking about. And then around that fire, we also talked about how much of a miss social media is for the outdoor community. So many groups are created on Facebook. I mean, there's probably 100 groups for climbing, 100 groups for mountain biking, and 100 groups for hiking. And every time somebody posts on there and says like, "Hey, I really want to go do this," it gets buried under 100 posts of like, what size tire can I fit on my Jeep Wrangler? Or, you know, where's a waterfall, you know, trail in the area? And what ends up happening is that algorithm buries those people that are actually looking for connection in hopes to get people to keep scrolling in their algorithm. So we were kind of piecing together this, well, you know, maybe the thing is you just need something to actually connect the people, connect the communities, and get people to actually go outside. So we started talking about this idea of how do you just get that direct connection and that ability for people to just get that visibility without all the algorithms, without all the mess? It's almost like anti-social media, social media. It's made to get you outside and be social without the social media part so much. And that vision kind of just steamrolled into where we're at now. And it's just kind of brought itself together in the things that we felt it needed for the tool for the communities that are in need of it. And the next piece is taking those communities and building what they need more so based off of actual use. So that
I
answer
think
the
to sum it
question?
up, yeah, it's good. I think, to sum it up is, I believe your tagline is, we're not here to change the way you adventure, but to make sure
Just
you
to,
have one. What is it again, Chris?
we're not here to change the way you adventure, just to make sure you never miss one. So
There
to
you
make
go.
sure that you don't get buried in those algorithms because somebody posted a picture of them with their thumbs up at the top of the summit. We
Of
want to make
course.
sure you get outside.
Yeah. And one of the things that I absolutely want to make sure does not happen in our app, I want to eliminate the silly photo for the algorithm thing. Like, where everybody's like, well, let me post a silly photo because nothing gets traction unless it has a photo. That kind of stuff on the social media, it doesn't provide value to the folks who actually want to use it. And the other thing that you touched on was, somebody posts something like, hey, I'm looking for a partner this weekend to go on this hike to this waterfall, and then it just gets buried. And so one of the things that Yerp has really focused on at this point in the app is discoverability. So if you are looking for a hike in North Carolina of moderate ability, you can actually filter for that and see just those things. So try to search on any of the major social platforms and you will find that it's nearly impossible. The reason is they need your eyeballs on the app to sell advertising. And so our goal is to take a completely different approach and actually let you find the thing that you're looking for. I don't know how many times I've seen something and I scrolled away for a second and then you're like, oh, it's gone forever. I will never see that post again. No matter how hard I try, it's gone. It's like it never existed. So
if I can add a little bit more to that too, and another reason or another thing that we talk about too is the amount of people that aren't on social media for those exact reasons, and connecting a community that is actually out on the trails and actually doing things um, without the need for an actual social media platform. So a lot of people kind of veer away from X or Twitter or whatever it's called now. They veer away from Facebook. They veer away from Reddit because they just don't want the social interaction like that, all the noise in their life. So this also gives a platform for people to connect without all that excess noise.
yeah. Awesome. So, there's going to be more as we go, and we will definitely crystallize the vision and our way of communicating it and building the app to make sure that it does what you need to do. We will flip on to wins of the week. And right now, I think the biggest win of the week that we had last week that I was excited about was just launching. Literally, like, we got in the Apple App Store. We are still waiting on the Google Store, but we launched. And believe it or not, like, I don't know, it was kind of funny. Like, I didn't know how many users to expect, like, the first week. Like, you put this thing out there, and honestly, it was like terrified. Like, I was literally nervous when I pushed publish. And we, in a week, we literally got our 100th user a little less than 2 hours ago. And so yeah, so I again, like, I'm stoked, but I also know that it's not enough. And so the call for you all is to share it, because the reality is this app only works if everybody is on it. So I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know of another app on the planet that supports every activity that you likely want to do, which is mountain biking, climbing, hiking, backpacking, off-roading, kayaking, running, biking. What am I missing? I think I feel like I'm missing one.
Did you say snowboarding?
Snowboarding. Yes, snowboarding. Not
Skiing.
skiing, because skiing, they're not quite as cool as snowboarders.
Don't say that.
Did you say off-roading? Did you say
Off-roading.
off-roading?
Yeah.
Hey.
So we've got some off-roaders. That's actually how Chris and I met, was in the off-roading community. Long story. Maybe I'll tell it another community call when there's more ears.
Adam tried to join the submarining community.
Yeah, I may have sunk my rover within a week of buying it, which resulted in one of my best friends, but also a very, very large bill. So community feedback. This is where you all would share your community feedback. Unfortunately, it's kind of funny here that we're having this community call, and right now there's no community. So I think there's actually the call. Oh, is there a win?
I have a comment. Well, I have a comment for those who are users and watching or looking to get on the app and starting to poke around a little bit, that the feedback loop is real and live and actually very active. So testing the app is not just like, hey, go use the app and it's just for us to hook you in. It really is like, get in, test it, break it, tell us what's missing, what's happening, and really submit that feedback, because it is for the community. It's built by the community for the community. And I just wanted to echo that it's a live, even though we don't have people on the call right now, that would be another way to give our feedback, but you can do it at your convenience, sending emails or letting the guys know what needs to be changed or updated.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So again, for the community, by the community, I'm one of the developers on this, and I spend, I don't know, about 5 hours a day after work, almost every day a week, to the point where I actually don't even go outside anymore. So like, I need Yerp to be done so that I could go Yerp things, because all of my buddies keep asking me to go out and I'm not going out. But the feedback that I'm getting directly from the emails, the text messages with inside our app, they're being implemented literally as fast as I can do it. And I'll get a bug report. I got one earlier today that was like, hey, somebody requested to join my group, and I got a notice, but then I couldn't actually let them join the group. And hey, look, there's a bug. Oops. But I will have that resolved here in days. And so that feedback is really, really important. And it can be literally anything from, I don't like this color, to like, this didn't move fast enough. Or it could be like, I love this, do more of it. And that's super, super helpful for me as I'm building, because I don't want to build in a vacuum. I don't want to build the thing. I mean, obviously I'm building the thing that I want to use, but I'd much rather be building the thing that 1,000 people want to use. So that's a really good point, Lauren. Yep. So moving on, I think we'll just do a little demo. And so there is currently the app that is on the App Store looks a little like this. And so when you hop in the app, exactly what we said, which is you don't just meet people here, you go places with them. Here's some of the things that we have implemented in the app already today. And then, like we said, we want all your feedback. Everything from bugs to I don't like this color to nothing is too small. And we will rapidly iterate on them. So the app is laid out a few ways here. So this first button right now is our Discover button. And so inside the Discover button is where you will see all of the events that other folks have posted. And by default, it's going to come up and it's going to show you 7 days out. It's going to show you the favorite activities that you've set in your profile and the ones that are nearest to you. And then as you roll through, you'll see who's hosting it. You'll see some avatars of who is currently joining it. And when you click it, you can get in and see what's going on with this particular event. You can see a little more information about the people. Maybe you want to see who Riley is. And we can go ahead and hop over to the profile and see what's up with Riley. We can see what she's planning on doing, as well as any groups she's in or things she's done previous. From here, you also can join discussions, and within the discussions, you can see what's going on around this particular event. This is a good point to make. Is I don't know how many times I've had a text thread going with 10 people who were planning on doing this particular hike here at the Table Rock Summit. And last minute, people start bailing or life came up and you just can't make it anymore. And what ends up happening is you are stuck on a text messaging thread with a bunch of people that are going to do something rad, and you have either FOMO or you're just annoyed at the ding, ding, ding from your text messages for all the people who are going and you're not. So the discussions inside the event, when you choose to maybe nerp out on an event and you decide you're not going anymore, the messages for that particular event stop. And so you don't have to deal with that anymore. I don't know. This is where like everybody would clap if I were on stage. So those are the events, and there's a full feature, filter system here to find exactly what it is that you're looking for. And the same thing goes for groups. So if I'm looking for groups, I can go ahead and I can find groups that are specific to my interests. I can figure out maybe friends that are going to, part of a group or that are hosting or adminning a group. And if you'll notice, everything that we're doing is linked to a specific activity that that is relevant. So unlike other things, activities really are the thread across our entire app. So when you want to look only at climbing stuff, you're only going to see climbing stuff. If you want to look at only hiking things, you're going to see only hiking things. You can turn the noise down on the other activities that you're not interested in. And that applies to the events, that applies to groups. And you can also use it to find people near you that are into the things that you're into. Next up is the messaging screen. So from within inside here, y'all have used messaging before. I'm sure there's nothing spectacularly amazing here, but you can bring all of the messaging around event planning and things into this app. And then we have our notifications, which I know anytime you do a live demo in the world, there's always going to be one situation where the screen doesn't load. So let's just pretend that there were a lot of notifications there and they were amazing. And they were all about things that I'm going to do this week and next, that my friends joining me. And this is part of having a very early launched app and being on the stage, so to speak, and demoing. So I promise it works. Oh yeah, there it is. It does work when you're not on a dev system. So moving on, if I click my little avatar here at the bottom, I have a list of all the events that I am planning on going to, everything that I might be just watching. I'm not committed yet. And I can see recaps of what I've done before, for instance. And I don't think I have any pending invitations, but if somebody had invited me to an event, it would be there. I have the same view of groups. I can see which ones I'm a member of. I can see who I'm friends with. And then I can also, I don't know why this thing is, oh, there it goes, dev environment. So I can see all my friends and I can hop around from there. I can see if I have any pending requests or anybody that I might be following. And then finally, I have the ability to get to my profile. So that's the app at a very, very rip through pace. That to me, it's funny, as excited as I may have sounded, I'm actually bored by that now because I've been working over the last couple weeks to bring the new version. So if you just wait here in a second, we'll do like the Wayne's World thing, which Chris, by the way, that's a movie. You knew that one. All right, you're old enough to know that one.
I do know that one.
We'll do it ready, like boom. All right. So this is the new thing that I've been working on. So replacing the home screen here is an entire post system. So again, the thread all the way from start to end here is that it's about events. It's about activities. So everything I do when I make a post, I'm going to pick the activities that I'm doing right now. I have the ability to publish it to public, friends only, or to a specific group. And then my post looks just like this. So, hey, I really want to get outside this coming weekend. And I don't really care what I'm doing. Anyone want to touch some grass? And so I threw it up there as like, hey, I'm willing to do any of these 4 events. Anybody in? And you'll see your discussions down here like any other social feed that you would be interested in. But you'll notice also that this post through the process, we'll have to pretend that there's lots of talk down there about what we might be doing and when we're going to be doing it. But the process, we actually created an event from the post, and it's fully linked now. So now, once we've settled in on what we're doing, boom, here is the event and the people who are going to go. And so this is what solves the problem on Facebook of, hey, I'm looking for a partner this weekend. Does anyone want to do this thing? And there's that kind of negotiation stage of like, listen, I'm down for biking, climbing, off-roading, or hiking. But the discussion basically comes up and Chris is like, dude, I'll go off-roading with you. I don't really want to be out in the cold this weekend, but I'll get in my car. And so as that process happens, we have the ability to create the event directly from the post. It links it up and magic happens. And so, you know, these could be anything from people looking for partners. Maybe they are just, you know, thanks to everyone who showed up for that climbing meetup at the gym last night. It is a way to stay connected with a community and see what's going on. The other thing that these posts do is we've upgraded the discussion section that I showed you 2 minutes ago. And instead of the old discussions, we brought the post feed into the event section. So now as we're having discussions, they're threaded and you have the ability to save them or whatever you may do. And that keeps the discussions in a nice way. Finally, and I don't know that I have a post in this group, but maybe I do. Yes, I do. All right. So, and the same thing with groups. As you're having discussions within the groups, you now are seeing this full post system with the entire feed, and you have the ability to comment, like, and all of those things. So, that's what I'm excited about right now. And we will be bug testing this just a little bit longer, trying to get everything that we could think tested to be tested so that it is as stable as possible. And then we'll publish it to the app stores, and God willing, they will approve it in short order. Along those lines, again, Google is coming. And as soon as they approve us, we will allow all of your Google Android friends to join as well. And I hope that we'll next week on this call, we will be announcing that we've got, I don't know, 300 users instead of 100. I don't know. What's a good number? Are we going for?
If we get Android on there, I think 300 would be a solid number to shoot for.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's the agenda for this evening. So I appreciate everyone joining. And look forward
the hordes of people.
Hordes of people, yeah. So I look forward to everyone joining, and we will have more next week in as we build this community. And hopefully you'll be on the ground floor and launching a group or an activity, an event, a post, any of those things in your neck of the woods sooner than later. Chris, you have anything you want to add to this?
I just want to say thank you for joining, and if you guys have any questions or anything later on this video, if you're seeing it after it's already been recorded, feel free to ask away in the comments or reach out to us or email us at info@yerp.co. We'd be happy to answer any questions, get you on the app, and get you started. Super excited to have anybody here.
Cool. Peace out.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.